Time.
B2
Lipophilicity.
yes, B3
Niacin.
B5
Pyroxine. Lactothenic acid.
pantothenic acid. B5 is pantothenic acid. B6
Pyroxine.
B7 B9
Folic acid.
folic acid. B12 cyanocobalamin. Yes, very good. So now I have took some of the case history which is related to the vitamin D deficiency. Okay. So first case study is a young boy who suffers from the diminished vision at night. Okay. So if we travel at night time, we are unable to see the night vision, right? So that's only the case history. So first, which disease he is suffering from? Can you tell me? So which disease he is suffering from? So can anyone tell me which disease he is suffering from?
It is night blindness.
Okay. So it is one of the major deficiency of vitamin A. Yes. Night blindness is one of the major causative deficiency for vitamin A deficiency. Since vitamin A is important for our eye, it affects mainly our eye. So it is difficult for our eye to see the light in dim light vision, right? Okay. What is the biochemical basis of this night blindness disease?
Rods and cones are the biochemical.
Yes, rods and cones are the biochemical basis, right? Yes. Rods is responsible for the dim light vision and cones is responsible for the bright light vision. Okay.
Rods and cones are the cells of biochemical basis. Rods are involved for dim light vision and cones are responsible for bright light vision. If deficiency causes in rods and cones may cause night.
Can anyone say what are the other findings in the eye examination? So if we cannot see the night visions apart from the night blindness. So what are the other findings from the eye examination?
There are three major diseases now. They are xerophthalmia, white out spots, and keratoconus.
Xerophthalmia, it is one of the findings on the eye examination. Another one is white out spots, which is a spot near the conjunctiva. And another one is keratoconus. So it is also the corneal degeneration, and it is the dryness of the conjunctiva. So where we no moisture content in conjunctiva, only the dryness. So that eye itching and eye swelling, eye redness also it affects. So these are the main case history related to the vitamin A deficiency, right? So second case history is a 4-year-old child who was affected from the bone deformities and it is characterized by the incomplete mineralization, right? So it affects the main 4-year-old boy, and the disease suffering. What is the disease he or she is suffering from? Can anyone? Yes.
4-year-old child caused by rickets, ma'am.
Since I have mentioned it as a 4-year-old child, the only causes is the rickets, because rickets is mainly affecting children, right? Okay. So can anyone please tell me causes of the rickets? Yes, very good. So what she told is calcium and phosphate levels is not maintained because for our bone which mineral is necessary? Calcium and phosphate. So when there is equal amount of calcium and phosphate, the bone density and bone mineral density will work out. When there is imbalance between the calcium and the phosphate, the first which is incomplete coming to the treatment, so if he was suffering from the rickets, which is the major vitamin D deficiency in children, and it mainly imbalances the calcium and phosphate minerals, what would be the treatment we have given for that child? Yes.
There is a lot of there is a lot of vitamin D sources like fatty fish, cod liver oil, and milk.
Fish liver oil, cod liver oil, eggs, green leafy vegetables also are good sources of vitamin D. So other than fatty fish and egg yolk, can someone tell me which sources of vitamin D from nature? Sunlight. Sunlight, yes. Sunlight is the major source of vitamin. So that when exposure to skin, it also forms the bone mineralization. So that vitamin D deficiency will be on there, right? So have you understand the two case? Okay, coming to the third one, older woman fractured her femur who was fallen in restroom, and the blood glucose was found to be high ALT and high PTH, right? So what is high ALT here? From PTH, parathyroid hormone. Okay, what is ALP here? Alkaline phosphatase. Yes, alkaline phosphatase is the enzyme which is involved in the bone disease. So when high ALP is elevated in our blood, the more affect the bone disease. And high PTH, PTH is the parathyroid hormone. So this PTH is involved in the vitamin D also. Okay, so this both will be high in her blood reports. So can someone tell me which disease she is suffering from? She is suffering from.
Start.
So can someone tell me which disease she is suffering from? So osteomalacia is again it's the deficiency of vitamin D. Okay. So this is the deficiency of vitamin D. So both rickets and osteomalacia are characterized in the vitamin D deficiency. Okay. So can you please tell me the difference between the rickets and osteomalacia?
Osteomalacia is caused by what?
Start.
Osteomalacia is caused in adults and rickets is caused in children. Osteomalacia is the weakened bones and softened bones. Rickets is the bowed legs.
So the main differences as she told, osteomalacia is mainly affect the adults and rickets it mainly affects the 4, 8, 5, 7. The difference between osteomalacia and rickets is osteomalacia mainly affects the adults and rickets mainly affects the children. And one more difference is osteomalacia is characterized by the weak and soft bones. So the patient's bone is very weak and soft, so that it is easy to bone deformities. And the main difference in rickets, it is characterized by the bow legs. So the children legs will in the shape of bow legs. So these are the main case history of the vitamin A and vitamin D deficiency.